are on a flight to New York.
Literally, we're on the plane right now, but...
That's not what this vlog is about.
No, this is everything that we saw in London before we left. Enjoy. Oh my god, hey!
Hello.
Welcome to a week in the lives of me, MickeyJoTheatre, theatre critic here on social media, and my stagey fiancé,
Me, Aaron James.
and welcome to glorious sunshine London.
Which is so busy because it is in fact be like double Easter holidays. Easter was last weekend, so now it's like a week when everybody's on holiday.
Yes. So there are people on streets, as Smash once told us, but also people on streets and under pressure. People on streets.
Oh, I would have said clearly.
Yes, we are heading down for the first of a few nights at the theatre this week, and you may have seen previous vlogs of us, but I need to let you know that I'm a different person now because it is after Easter bank holiday weekend and I'm at least 12% egg-shaped chocolate. Like, so much of me is egg-shaped chocolate. I also need to let you know, like, the last day I was at the theatre, I was wearing this same outfit, not with the blazer. That's new. Got that at a vintage shop in, help me, Ironbridge.
Yes.
Home of the Industrial Revolution.
Yes.
So styled it differently. It's been like a week. And I was like, there's not going to be any crossover in the audience between John Proctor as the villain last Thursday and Inter Alia tonight. Press night of Inter Alia in the West End. There's no crossover. I can be Lizzie McGuire outfit repeater. And then I realised, there's all of you. You're all going to know. I can't get away with anything. Do you know how exhausting it is to constantly have to come up with different outfits?
It's not really outfit repeating if it's not the next day.
I like to try and dress in a way that vibes with the show. Sometimes that's fun. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you get to a very serious play like this and I'm like, I don't want to dress like a judge. That seems silly. Apologies for the wind that is probably making this audio very challenging. We're going to the theatre. We're going to go and grab food before. It is going to be small. It is going to be fibre and roughage because, again, 12% Easter egg chocolate. It's become a problem. Walking down through 7 Dials. We're not rushing. We're taking our time. We're strolling. We don't want to become too warm because, listen, it's a toasty day. If you were thinking it looked as though we were very early because of how light out it is, then that is just the impact of the clocks having changed. Weekend before last, which was tiresome at the time because we got less sleep before a very long day at the Kinky Boots Gala. But now we have beautiful pre-show sunshine. It's 6 p.m. We go to the theatre in an hour, and it's a one-act play, so we'll be out before 9 p.m.
Very exciting.
Fingers crossed. It's a press night performance. If you don't know, they never start on time. The worst I've seen is they do 7 rather than 7:30, and then sometimes it basically goes at 7:30.
That's the reason, mate.
We'll see. I feel like this is going to be a well-behaved audience. Generally, the more showbiz it is, and the more invited guests versus traditional audience.
I like to say it also depends on how easy a theatre is to manoeuvre.
Yeah. What's your worst press night for logistics? I have an immediate thought. Duke of York. Oh yeah, Duke of York's up in the foyer. The Garrick in the stalls. Absolutely, the Garrick was what I was going to say. We're at the Wyndham's tonight, which I like.
I love the Wyndham's.
Actually, yes.
They have a lovely bar downstairs.
I've not been back to the Wyndham's since all my sons back in December, so excited to return. And before this glitzy, star-studded West End opening night, we're going to the very glamorous German doner kebab, where our friend Dylan has been waiting for us for 20 minutes, which is 5 minutes of us being a little late and 15 of him being early. So I claim minimal responsibility. And this is my German doner kebab. It's the gym box with extra chicken, topped off with an incredibly healthy white peach Red Bull, because needs must. And it's been a day. And this is what you could... I've showed you this before. You can open the ends of your box and you can turn it into a bowl. I'm pretty sure it's deliberate that they're made like this. If not, I've discovered a genius life hack, and you're all welcome. And now we're walking around to the Wyndham's with Dylan, who is not seeing Inter Alia. Dylan's seeing Teeth and Smiles, but ours is at 7 p.m, so you have half an hour in which to head just over there.
Just down the street.
Inter Alia, for those of you who don't know, has just transferred to the West End from its sold out and critically acclaimed run at the National Theatre Littleton, where I saw it for the first time last summer, like July.
Yeah.
You saw it separately to me. You saw you had a standing ticket.
Me and Kate were standing at the back row.
This is going to be your first time seeing it. Jump over the trash. Aaron's first time seeing it while sat down. Much to look forward to.
I'm intrigued, like, watching it, but knowing everything this time.
Yes. Yes.
It's one of those shows where plot twists happen.
Yes. Reveals of all sorts. I'm excited to see how they've fitted into the space / transformed it. We'll find out. And here it is, beckoning in orange, with something of a carpet set up for arrivals this evening for the press night performance, Inter Alia by Susie Miller. Perhaps you may know prima facie, it's the same creative team reuniting to tell the second in what I believe is going to be a trilogy of theatrical stories about the law and its intersections with modern womanhood. We'll find out more this evening as we return to Inter Alia. Lingering over the shoulder of Ellie Talks Theatre to show you some of the merchandise on sale here at Inter Alia. You can buy the play script and it's very good. You can get little pin badges there with phrases from the production. You can get a passionate tote bag. Oh, there we go. Demonstration. These are the prices of everything. We got a magnet. We have, I don't know that I know what this is. Is this an apron?
We have an apron, yeah.
It's an apron. Oh, you're wearing the apron. I hadn't even. It is. It is. You have to come see to find out, but it's topical, I'm telling you. We picked up our tickets. We got some wine in sustainable cups. And now we are standing under overhead lighting.
Oh no!
With Ellie Talk Theatre and Aaron James, who is currently enjoying that riveting pre-press night conversation. Ellie is going to New York at the end of this week.
End of this Saturday.
Oh my god!
And it's been a secret until Saturday. I filmed the video yesterday, being like, "Oh, I'm going." So
we're going to overlap a little bit, but I haven't officially announced our trip either, so the internet has lots to look forward to. I am carefully balancing my wine between my teal corduroy trousers as I show you the opening night programme of Inter Alia on this, the 7th of April, 2026. Pan up to our view of the stage from E14 and 15 in the stalls. Initially this is all you see, but there is plenty more set to emerge. Let's adjust the lighting there. Over the course of this mostly solo performance with additional cast members as well, alongside the formidable Olivier nominee Rosamund Pike. Also, we've just noticed on the reverse of the programme, join us for the encore at J Shiki. 2 small plates and a cocktail for £21.30, Monday to Saturday from 9 p.m. The Post Theatre Club, just a short walk from the theatre. Aaron and I may have to, possibly on another night, not tonight, but we may have to check this out. Just out of the press night performance of Inter Alia, which interestingly enough, the three of us had all seen previously.
Yeah.
So it's one of those interesting plays where you're going to have a very different experience the first time and the second time. We were talking about how much of the narrative we had anticipated and predicted the first time around versus obviously the next time we see it when we know everything that's going to happen. So if you've seen it already, I do think it was quite a fascinating rewatch.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
To kind of unpick things, not just in terms of like foreshadowing and like little hints at where we might be going, but also in terms of choices made within the material and the direction, lines that come towards the beginning that you then notice and you hear differently. Eagle Ears, Aaron James just noticed we've got Castle on a Cloud being played on the Elizabeth Line platform of Tottenham Court Road station on like a little electric lute mandolin. Lovely. Oh my god, hey, get ready with me to walk to the Almeida from the Barbican because A, it's another lovely day. It is above 20 degrees here in London, and B, the bus that would have taken me there just passed me. I don't know about that bus. That is not the bus to which I was referring. Can you imagine if it was though? The timing. Anyway, I am this evening heading to press night at the Almeida. I've been to the Almeida semi-regularly over the past couple of years. I've not been a frequent visitor to their actual press nights because the team there are very helpful and flexible, / they have a small allocation and it's often helpful for me and helpful for them if I go the next day or a couple days later. So that tends to be what I do for no real reason other than I'm somewhere else. Probably I'm seeing something else late because it's a knock-on effect. But tonight, for the first time in ages, I'm going to be at the actual press night, which is exciting. I don't think American Psycho was the actual press night. I'm sure I was there on a Saturday. And same for The Line of Beauty, as far as I can remember. It is warm. It is actually too warm for this jacket. I'm going to de-jacket just as soon as I get off the phone to you. Aaron is not with me this evening. He is hosting an event. He is doing PR for an event at the Phoenix Arts Club, the former home of the original home of MickeyJoTheatre Live, and now the home of Sing Out Louise, everyone's favourite new musical theatre sing-along piano bar that you can find beneath the Phoenix Theatre. They're doing a launch event this evening to let London know that they have arrived, even though they've been thriving for weeks already. So Aaron's going to be over there having a lovely time belting out musical theatre songs, and I'm going to go see A Doll's House, the most exciting part of which is Romola Gary is starring in it, who you may recall this time last year was twice nominated at the Olivier Awards for her performances in Giant and The Years. So this is very, very exciting. Giant, which just opened on Broadway, and the Oliviers, which are this coming Sunday. It's all happening, as they say in Bring It On the Musical. In the meantime, I'm very warm, but I'm walking to the Almeida. And less than the 39 minutes advertised later, suck it Google, I walk quickly, I'm arriving in the vicinity of the Almeida Theatre. We think it's Almeida rather than Almeida, but I was listening to the playwright Ava Pickett give an acceptance speech the other week at the Critics Circle Theatre Awards, and over the course of that 90-second speech she said both. So, jury's very much out, but I'm looking forward to A Doll's House, House of a Doll. Blinded by the glorious sunshine, for which we are, I'll remind you, very grateful. Trying not to get hit by cars so I can cross the street so I can show you the Almeida, because what kind of vlogger would I be? Although in truth, not an awful lot to look at. Here it is. This is the building. This is the vibe today. One of the things I love at the Almeida that I'll highlight for you now, you can just about peer inside. They always have a giant mural of the show artwork on the back wall there, which is currently the illuminated face of Romola Gary amidst darkness for A Doll's House. Also worth noting, if you're sat in the circle, there's only stalls in a circle here, quite an intimate little Islington off-West End theatre, but still eligible for Olivier Awards, don't even get me started. If you are sitting in the circle, then you have to come back outside and use this entrance here or the one on the other side. And I'm really hoping that the air conditioning is in full force today. Here's a slightly furtive mid-interval auditorium video. This is the programme here. This is the stage setup. You can always tell an Almeida production. And they have been saying Almeida, by the way, the plot thickens, in the pre-show tannoy announcements, but you can always tell it by the distinctive back wall, which is completed here with additional scenic elements. You can tell what time of year it is in this play. This is not the view from my seat because I'm standing a little further down the row, but this is the currently very blue A Doll's House. And that was A Doll's House. I'm rushing to the bus stop. There is a bus behind me that is trying to beat me there. Always a little bit of a choice how to get back from Islington, because you could walk up to the Victoria Line or down to the Northern, or just bus into Central. I can't get over how warm it still is at 9:30 at night. I also realised, not my first time at a press night performance of A Doll's House. The last time was back in, I want to say 2014. I was coming back from a family holiday with like a massive backpack or a suitcase even. And there was one, I really wanted to see the transfer of the Young Vic production, I think it was, with Hattie Morahan, which was astounding, as was she. And there was one 7 p.m. performance that night, so I was like, oh, that one's not at 7:30, because it was press night and I could book up in the thing, which I did. And Eddie Redmayne was there. That's my recollection. Anyway, heading home now. What was the point? I ask you, what was the point of me power walking for a bus? Do you see a bus? Do you see a viable bus? I do not see a viable bus. Every time coming back from the Almeida/Almeida, there are certain venues, and it's like the Wimbledon of it all. It's not that it's further or that much harder, it's just awkward, and for some reason timing never quite works out, because I guarantee you when I do get on a bus, it's going to be one of those buses that's like, oh, we're a bit early, we're going to sit at every single stop we get to for a few minutes to correct. That's if we don't. Last time I got a bus back from here, there was a random car that had pulled too far out and we were stuck behind it for a really long time, motionless. Anyway, waiting for a bus. I had dinner earlier, sat down in Paddington Station. I got a pumpkin katsu curry from Wasabi, because we'd been standing the entire train journey to Paddington, and so I thought at the very least I'll sit down to eat. So that's just the kind of evening I'm having. I'm trying to think of an elephant-themed song to sing, because we're in the Greater Elephant and Castle area. How does Pink Elephants on Parade go? What about the one from the Jungle Book?
Oh gosh.
We're going to have to think about that one. I was going to start singing Elephant Love Medley, but that is just in fact other songs.
I have a friend who has an irrational fear about something from Jungle Book.
I thought you meant of Elephant Love Medley. That's going to be bothering me all evening now. Anyway, oh, my hat is skewiff. We are in Elephant and Castle to obviously go to a theatre named after a different part of London. It's Southwark adjacent. Southwark Playhouse once upon a time was in Southwark, and now it remains called Southwark Playhouse, but it arises just about everywhere else. These two, Southwark Playhouse Borough, which we're going to tonight, and Southwark Playhouse Elephant, which is behind us, are less egregious than the one they were. I don't know if they're still considering making it there, where Oscar at the Crown was, near Tottenham Court Road. If they call that Southwark Playhouse...
No, that's not Southwark Playhouse people. That's different
No, I
people.
know, but they were going to call it Southwark Playhouse.
No. They said it was going to be like having a Southwark Playhouse.
That's not what I read.
Yeah, no, like...
I thought they were going to call it Southwark Playhouse. I was like, that's silly.
Every time you kept mentioning it, I was like, what's he on about?
Okay, maybe that's on me. Anyway, we are going to our favourite...
That venues that are going to be used again.
I hope so. It's been a rehearsal space, apparently.
Yeah.
We are on our way to our favourite sort of pre-show dining location, which is Mercato Metropolitano. The world is trying to steal my bucket hat, but I shan't let it. Or I'll just take it off. Wow! It is very breezy. Is this still Tropical Storm David? Wait, is the building being demolished, or is that a different building? This is why Mercato is disappearing at some point. I think it's still there.
Yeah, it's the next bit.
Troubling times,
Next
everyone.
to it.
Yeah, Mercato Metropolitano, they have a couple of locations too.
Yeah.
And
This will, like, even when all that change happens, still be kind of Mercato Metropolitano again, but just a smaller one as part of it.
Sure.
Oh, there's the shot.
It's a location of various street food vendors in like a food hall space, and people can get different things if they feel like different things. I was going to say there's already people showing up for tonight's press night performance of Flyby.
Standing outside.
Yes, that is where we will be in a few minutes, but we're going to go and eat first. The musical we're seeing this evening is one we went to a rehearsal preview of, the one Flyby. We gave you a little bit of a preview on a previous vlog. And it's...
Late 2026.
Oh, there you go. Mercato still open here until late 2026. Nobody panic. We thought it was closing last Christmas. It wasn't. But yes, Flyby, Flyby, not Flyby, as some have been suggesting. The really exciting thing about Mercato Metropolitano is it's full of these various different cuisines from around the world. And so I would love to tell you, Aaron and I branched out and got something different, but we did not. He got his usual, which is the steak plate. I got my usual, which is this Korean fried chicken, bibimbap, and cinnamon lemonade. Literally the go-to plan every single time. Still windy.
Yes.
In and out of Mercato Metropolitano in like 25 minutes. Not even rushing. Heading over to a very nearby theatrical venue. Aaron's eating some ice cream.
Yeah, slightly too nearby to be able to like eat it before we get there.
The perils of nearby pre-show eateries. I've had a couple of spoonfuls of the ice cream. The flavour is La Dolce Vita, and it is delicious. It's award-winning. There you go. Award-winning ice cream. We come to you in the days before the Olivier Awards. This is Thursday, they're on Sunday. It's very soon. This morning, I forgot to vlog this because it was 9 a.m. and I haven't seen 9 a.m. I haven't been presentable in 9 a.m. for quite some time, I'll be very honest with you. But I did a little Zoom recording for an online radio thing, talking about, I have no idea where this is going to go, who this is going to be heard by. But it was chatting about the Oliviers, and some lovely questions actually, because in the past, I've done these. It's always around the time of the Oliviers. I suddenly get emails or Instagram DMs being like, can you come and like talk to this radio station about the Oliviers? Because I guess they Google theatre people. And in the past, I've been asked things like, isn't it all just like self-adulatory lovies? But this one was really nice. It was very thoughtful questions. And I might have another one like that tomorrow. 'Tis the season. What's happening here? But before that, we're going to go see a one-act musical partially set in space. I'm very excited. You, the viewers of this vlog, have heard more of this music than I have. I watched some of the rehearsal clips, but I'm kind of trying to keep myself in the dark, as it were, because there was a rehearsal event, but I was there a little too late to hear any of the music, so I don't really know the vibe of the score yet. So, I'm gonna find out. How would you describe the ice cream, Aaron James? Oh, it's coming to me. Oh.
You can describe it.
You said before it was lovely and creamy.
Yeah, and delicious.
And after a very busy arrival, as it tends to be, in this cosy little theatre, we are in the larger of the two spaces here, creatively named The Large. And this is the current setup and staging configuration for Flyby. We have set, we have lighting, we have musicians hidden up behind. They can do a lot of fun things with this space and configure it in different ways. This is a little familiar of how they staged Kenrex here with the playing space in the corner, but completely different to many other visits to the theatre previously. Here we go, full view of the stage incoming, momentary slowing of arrivals. There you go. This is the audience wrapped around two sides of this playing space here. It looks great. I'm excited to experience Flyby. Made it home from the Flyby very early. Yay for, it's not 90 minutes. They said 90 minutes in the rehearsal day thing. It's like 105. But yeah, it's one of those shows that is going to be divisive. Yes. And is going to provoke debate, which we have been having with each other or the entire journey home, basically. I just remembered there's mini eggs. Maybe I'm going to eat some mini eggs. Oh, maybe we will share some mini eggs.
Maybe I'll have the fruit pastels.
No, I wanted to have the fruit pastels. Gosh, okay, so we're gonna figure this out. But if you've seen Flyby, let us know where you stand below on like, do you think things should have happened and do you support things? Share your thoughts. If you know then I suspect you know. In the meantime, tomorrow is a fascinating day of many different things happening. And the night is still young. I'm going to eat some mini eggs or some fruit pastels, to be determined, and continue to catch up on my reviews. I've done pretty well this week for catching up with myself and filming like 2 videos a day in anticipation of leaving the country and trying to have some videos ready. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to stop talking to you because you're distracting me, but I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Oh my God, hey, welcome to Friday. In this very position where you are right now, I have just been filming a little Zoom interview with ITV News London, which, based on the last time I did one of those around the opening of Paddington, who knows like which little sentences will get pulled and used, but had a nice little chat about the Olivier Awards. And now I'm going to embark on a crazy day. This originally was going to be in the middle of multiple different events. I'm kind of glad that this got moved earlier and turned into a Zoom thing, because that makes it much easier. But I am heading into London now to go to a rehearsal event for The Karate Kid, which we just got timings through this morning. I'm not allowed to show you performances, sadly, but the performance segment is an hour long, and I'm like, are you showing me an entire act? Am I basically going to a workshop? Had no idea. And then later, I'm doing a very exciting thing that you'll find out about with the release of Paddington the Musical's cast recording. Stay tuned for all of this. It is just after midday. I need to get going. I'm going to throw some Weetabix down myself, not literally, and then head into London for a day. A day that does not include theatre, but is all about theatre. Where's Aaron James?
Hi.
There's Aaron James. Aaron, what are you seeing today?
John Proctor is the villain.
Yeah, you're using my tickets, because we both tried to grab tickets when they went on sale, and I got this pair, but I decided I don't need to, much as I love it, I don't need to see it a third time in 3 weeks, but you do.
Yes.
Okay, I left in plenty of time. I left in so much time. And then a train, I don't know, derailed. A train had a fault in Ealing, and it disrupted everything, including my day. So now I am running to the press event, because of course I am. Do I get on an e-bike? Genuine question. I want to talk a little bit about how we all kind of got here. And it started about 8 years ago, perhaps more, when I was hired to write this. And what I think we are doing excellently is making an adaptation that is not just the copy-paste of a movie on the stage. So for the theaters who are housing us, thank you, because we're taking a bigger risk by saying this is the adaptation of The Karate Kid. And I think our adaptation is beautiful. It started with a trip to Okinawa. Kamiko Yoshi, our head producer in America, she flew my beautiful ass out to Okinawa. And I worked with these Okinawan composers because we want to make sure that we're doing something beyond just being true to this beautiful movie. We want to make sure that we're being true to the cultures that are in this movie. There's a lot of youth in this movie. There's a lot of Americanisms in this movie. There's a lot of cultural aspects beyond our own countries in this piece. And so being able to work with these Okinawan composers and kind of find what the secret sauce was for some of these sounds we wanted to create was really important in this process, and how it's all married with the choreography and the story of teacher-mentee, teacher-student, crossing cultures like that. It's really become one of my favorite things to have ever worked on. And I never thought, I certainly didn't get into musical theater to say I can't wait to write The Karate Kid, the musical. But I honestly never thought it would be this fruitful an experience. And what I think is going to really be awesome for us is the minute one audience sees this, the word of mouth is going to be an avalanche.
Welcome to the valley. It's the start of something great. It's surprising, for sure. He'll be a valley kid minority. Yeah! Already here, so rest in faith. This will be the year to rewrite your story. Waiting for something new. It's our time to start exploring some uncharted territory. Yeah! Don't hold back from breaking through. This year I am bonsai grows. It always needs improvement. Nothing ever starts out perfectly. You take it slow, always room to go. Every time movement is always making improvements. Such as these timeless and time for it to be the picture that you see. Focus. You clip the bonsai, you need focus. Trust in what you see. Have patience as you do. Picture always right. If it comes from inside you.
Isn't that right? Focus!
Yes, Sensei!
2 combat lines, Mr. Lawrence, begin.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, we come well to us. This is the world where we strike to move back down. We roll back down before the flag strike the first strike hard. This is not a world for the slow and dumb. This is a world where we eat the meal to make our
Plot twist, we went from can't film the Karate Kid to here's the entire first act and you can film the entire thing. I'm still only going to show you clips because it would be gratuitous to show you the entire first act when it's still in rehearsal, but very generous of the show to share that much of itself. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I quite did, actually. I felt the emotional impact even in a rehearsal setting. And it hadn't occurred to me, here's what I'm really struck by, is the manosphere adjacency of it all. And that really it's a story about a young man in need of a father figure being taught important coming of age lessons, emotional lessons about himself in a climate of violence. And you see also other young men who are being taught very different ideals coming out of international conflict. There's so much in there that even though it's a 42-year-old film, really relevant. I did my favourite thing, which is to walk at a leisurely pace down towards my next appointment, down at the Savoy. I ended up walking along Fleet Street, which is something I never tend to do, and I was like, oh, I'll let the vlog know I'm on Fleet Street, and I'll see if there was a historic address for the urban legend of Sweeney Todd, but apparently 186 Fleet Street, which I think is there. Since I know, as soon as I said Fleet Street, you all started hearing Sweeney, but apparently there. So that, if you would like to take a pilgrimage to the alleged and never real in the first place, I don't believe, site of Mr. Sweeney Todd's tonsorial parlour above Mrs. Lovett's meat pie shop, there it is. Anywho, I'm going to try and find something a little snacky. The thing I'm doing, we are celebrating the release of the Paddington the Musical cast recording by listening to it on the Paddington Bear afternoon tea bus. I'm very excited. This is happening at 6 p.m. They also did one at 2 p.m. today. Some of my friends were on it, so I've taken a look, or rather I called Aaron and he took a look. And he informed me it was mostly sweet things, and I was like, do I need to eat before this bus? To what extent am I going to be fed here? So I'm going to go and get a small pot of chicken, and then I will be ready to fully digest Paddington the Musical's cast recording. I haven't listened to it yet. I need to listen authentically, the way I was meant to, on a bus, while eating marmalade sandwiches, I hope. Huge surprise, I got a matcha. I got a matcha, everybody. It's the Morello Cherry iced matcha latte from Leon, that Leon right there, which did not have customer toilets because it's tiny, which is fine. Oh, hi! Just saw my friend Louis waving to me while I'm talking to myself with my matcha. Like a crazy person. That bus is trying to kill me. Here it is, everybody. It's the Paddington the Musical bus. I don't know if it's just decked out like this for this event specifically or what this is for. Maybe I'll find out a little bit more. But this is the Paddington bus. How exciting. We're going to embark, should I say. Actually, that doesn't sound good. Maybe not. It's really cute. This is what we have here on the Paddington bus. Hello, hello friends. End of vlog. We're on the top deck, which is where the cool kids sit. These are the cool kids. So cool. Right here.
Times have changed.
If you couldn't tell already, I know.
Yeah.
I've always been cool. No, I haven't. That was...
We have sweet treats, sort of bear themed. We have teeny tiny sandwiches. This is the marmalade. That's the marmalade going on right here. That's also, I want to say that's a marmalade biscuit. We have macarons, famous British snack, the macaron.
Famous British snack, Henry Calvin as well. Classic banter. Classic bit of banter there. Cool kids.
We also got given, this is a fun little lyric book here. I've opened, I didn't even remember a song called Risky Business, but that's what I've opened onto. But yeah. This is very cute. There you go. There's the real attraction. And I haven't listened to any of the newly released recording yet, so I'm very excited to hear it.
We're all excited, everyone!
Woo! Scan it. You can scan it.
Woohoo in there. We
Scan
love to hear it. As we do begin our journey, I'll give a brief introduction. Now, my name is Matt. I'll be your host this afternoon. To my left, we've got our wonderful bus crew team. We've got Alex and Naz. Give them all a little wave, say hello. Down the front, we've got our driver Keith. Give him a little wave, say hello.
Keith. Great job,
Can't
Keith.
see you right now, he's driving the bus, but
We got marmalade sandwiches here. We've got tea and Paddington the Musical cups. There's the front. There it is. Fun fact, that melody musically is based around the Westminster chimes, and oh, maybe they're about to say exactly what I'm saying. Never mind. Westminster, it's there. It's there. And as Tom Eden sings in the background, I'm going to try not to spill this Prosecco. This is my favourite part of afternoon tea, is when you have an enormous amount of tea, but then you also drink Prosecco. This is just how we do things in Britain. The rhythm of London currently is very slow traffic, but it means we get more Paddington. Yay! Scones are happening. Scones? Scones. This is...
I'm a filthy nose.
This side of the table says scones. Alyssa says biscuits.
No, I do know what a freaking scone is. Scone. I'm somewhat cultured, okay?
We're listening to Marmalade, eating the marmalade sandwich. This is very meaningful. Okay, that's the Royal Albert Hall. You just have to trust me. It took me too long to get my phone out. That's where Paddington might win the Olivier. Maybe on Sunday, 2 days time. And I've arrived at Paddington Station. I hope I did a good job of explaining that vlog for you, as I always get very challenged when I'm filming something vertically and horizontally, and I'm like making a reel and that's my main focus, but also I'm like, oh, I need to update the vlog. Enjoyed, had a lovely time. I always love an afternoon tea. I love like lots of different flavors, and I love a sweet treat, and I love a fruity tea, but then also a sparkly beverage. Just nice, good vibes. And we're walking now to go and thank Paddington Bear himself for the experience, because we're here at Paddington Station. I am about to get on a train home where I'm going to eat an Easter egg in the bath after the day I've had. But before I do, let's go say thank you to Paddington Bear. Where is he? There's a bench. You can sit with him on the bench, or there is a statue that people are currently queuing to take photos with. I will join a sort of huddled queue, and then we'll say thank you to Paddington. Thank you, Paddington. Good vibes. Lovely to see you. Fan of your work. Good morning, everybody. Oh my god, hey, where are we today, Aaron James?
Walthamstow.
We've travelled to Walthamstow, a place where I've maybe been here once before. Have we been here together? Ever?
I don't think I've been here before.
No, we are at the northmost end of the Victoria line. And
Literally the end of the line.
we came in at peak time this morning.
Yeah, no recommending.
No, paid through the teeth for it we did. Oh, I can
Oh,
already
dear.
see it. We're heading to the puzzlingly named, but apparently very gorgeous and relatively new theatrical venue, Soho Theatre, Walthamstow. They're holding it's not biannual, it's the version of that means every other year. It's not demi-annual, there's a word. Someone told me what it was. I promptly forgot. We're going to the UK Musical Theatre Conference. It happens every other year because every other year...
Biannual.
No, biannual means twice a year. Someone told me.
Yeah, no, that is correct.
That was the thing. Every other year when it's not the UK Musical Theatre Conference, it's BEAM, which is a pitching day for new musicals, which has previously given way to Operation Mincemeat and Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York and more. But this is a discussion of industry folk, those who concern themselves with musical theatre in the UK, about some of the frontiers of it, I guess, about some conversations that need to be had.
Yeah, big topic points that people are discussing, or people wish that people were discussing.
Yeah. We're talking today about dance, we're talking today about climate consciousness, we're talking today about AI in the sector. There's some other conversations happening this morning.
How global.
Yeah.
How do musicals now travel around the world?
There's going to be some provocations, some discussions, some networking. I will show you as much of it as I can, as well as the venue. Quite excited to visit this venue,
Yeah.
because in a few weeks, End of the Rainbow is opening here, starring Jinx Monsoon. So hopefully we shall be back. Oh, there's a Turtle Bay. There you go, pre-show dining.
Sorted for next
Right
time.
there. Sold. And a Five Guys. And a Nando's.
Popeye 7.
Oh, what more could you want? Good job, Walthamstow. Bring in the vibes. And here it is, as evidenced by the name on the side of the building. I've seen photos, and it's a very glamorous interior. See, look at this.
The real view is on the opposite side of the street.
Yes.
I'll see that bit.
Yes, or maybe a little later on. We shall go and check that out. But for now, we're going to head inside, because they've already been breakfast arrivaling for like half an hour without us. So, glimpsing it, here we go. Picked up our lanyard, accreditations. I am MickeyJoTheatre. Spoiler alert, my surname is not Theatre, for those of you just now finding this out. This is Aaron James, with his Ron Mess, as it currently says. And this is the foyer of Soho Theatre, Walthamstow. We are in our... Hold on. I'm doing work. For goodness sake. We are here. For goodness sake. Stop it now. As you can tell, business vibes, serious tones being struck here at the UK Musical Theatre Conference 2026 in this stunning auditorium here at the Soho Theatre, Walthamstow. We've got the silhouettes of pipe organs in the corner. We've got all of this proscenium. I understand now why End of the Rainbow is happening here, but like, look at this room, look at this ceiling. This is incredible. I'm going to have to Google the history of this building. We have our little program for the day here. We are queer, but that's not really relevant to what we're doing. But we are here to talk about musical theatre. I'll show you some of the conversations that are happening. To begin with, we have Provocations for Change, which was my favourite part of this 2 years ago at the Royal Court. That's sponsored by Concord Theatricals. And then we have Black and Global Majority Perspectives on the Future of Musical Theatre, chaired by Nancy Medina. That's very exciting, sponsored by Kenny Wax. We have Global Stories, Global Stages, Crafting Musicals that Travel. That's particularly relevant recently for reasons that may become apparent. And let's just say some of the panellists are auspicious. Or a breakout conversation on creative visibility in the digital landscape. Or I don't know, maybe as MickeyJoTheatre, I ought to go to that one. Who knows? After which, we have lunch and networking. Very exciting. The evolving role of dance in new musicals, or the role of musical theatre storytellers in creating livable climate futures. Hello. I love the way that's worded, actually. And another page that I can't quite turn. Here we go. AI's relationship with the musical theatre sector. Dun, dun, dun. Plus data. And these are today's sponsors. Thank you to all of the above. Very exciting. Some familiar names and faces there. Well, not faces, but like you get the idea. It's early in the morning. I'm going to attend a conference now. We are currently between sessions here at the UK Musical Theatre Conference. Some fantastic things have been said on this stage, and I am enjoying a gluten-free blueberry mini muffin. Although I will say, when it comes to I like a blueberry muffin where the blueberries are populated throughout the muffin, and this is really like a top layer blueberry muffin. That's how I currently feel. Quality baking though. That much we appreciate. And yay for gluten-free provision. Update, I have left Aaron. Nobody panic. I have just left him behind at the UK Musical Theatre Conference because I need to duck out a little bit early, which means I won't get to hear the panel on AI. Fascinated about what that may or may not be discussing. So he'll have to catch me up on that one afterwards, but some very interesting conversations already today, particularly the provocations of the morning and the developing conversations that hopefully they will lead to. This only happens once every 2 years, so there is really a sense of like, what can we really get done rather than just highlighting issues of which everybody is already aware. And I just want to be here and help solve problems and be like, what can I do? Who needs me? How can I help? What can I bring to this community and to this industry? But it's also, of course, also more about sort of uplifting voices and systemic change and all of these important things. I am now heading down to go and film an interview at the Royal Court Theatre, which, bless them, I pitched days ago and they put together really, really quickly because I was like, I would like to do this. I would like to do this soon. I'm leaving the country imminently. Is there any way we could do this on like one of 2 afternoons next week? And miraculously it has come together. They're also letting me, I'm quite enamored with the new way I do interviews, which is, because the one I did with Slippery at the Omnibus, I just really liked doing it on the set. And this is another show with a really great set. It's John Proctor is the villain at the Royal Court. And so they're letting me use the set. At least that's what was said. By the time I get there, things may change. Things change last minute. So let me not count my chickens before they hatch, as it were. Did I come this way? I don't remember crossing a street like this. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, I walked past the Travelodge. But that wasn't the right exit by which to leave the station. So maybe I can go back in this way. Questions. Ooh, my accreditation. Was I meant to give this back? Very good chance I was meant to give this back. Oh well. Can I give it back in 2 years when I come to the next one? Finishing up my journey on foot from Victoria Station to the Royal Court Theatre in Sloane Square for the simple reason that I'm so early. Uncharacteristic move. I know. You're used to me running to these things because I am almost always marginally late or proximal to being late, to my credit. But I'm going to be early to everything now. That's my new move. That's who I am now. I've decided I'm reinventing myself as someone who is consistently early. Which would be a great thing to achieve. And it only took me leaving a full hour in advance of the hour I'd already planned to do a 40-minute journey. And still my train got delayed because we were held inexplicably for like 10 minutes at Finsbury Park Station. Anyway, I am now, this is the other component of this, is I'm early. So I'm walking on a bearing without a map. At some point I need to turn left. I know where I'm going. I know where Sloane Square is. Don't panic, don't cry for me, Marge and Tina. Nice houses around here. Belgravia. Anyway, heading to the Royal Court. Hello everybody. Interview went so well. You're hearing train station announcements because I'm in Waterloo Station. Let me use a microphone, hold on. Oh my god, hey. Oh my god, hey everybody. No, I'm not going anywhere via train. Eating your dinner at a restaurant in a train station. Marugame Udon. They have various locations. I just happen to keep gravitating back to this one whenever I'm seeing shows in the vicinity of Waterloo. And I'm off to the Old Vic tonight. And this is what I've got here. Let me give you a little tour of the meal. This is their Tokyo Hot Honey Chicken. It came out maybe last summer. I'm obsessed with it. It's amazing. We've also got a couple pieces of tempura. They have the most amazing pick and mix tempura shelf. We've got pumpkin karaoke. I just heard the name of my birthplace. Shout out, Paul. It's the 1735. Yeah. Anyway, pumpkin karaoke and sweet potato tempura. Yum, yum, yum. Also trying some new flavors today. This is a mango passion fruit bubble tea drink. And I've had the U-donuts before, but cherry and matcha donut. Cherry and matcha U-donut, should I say, because this is Marugame udon after all. Very excited. Does this count as a matcha moment? Perhaps it does. Perhaps it does. I'll have to ask Aaron, who is, I believe, on his way here after he finishes up at the UK Musical Theatre Conference. Hopefully you heard any of that. I'm going to eat my dinner now. Why do I keep looking up? I'm not getting on any of these trains. Okay, here it is, everybody. We are trying the, what did I call them? Cherry and matcha U-donuts from Marugame Udon. I'm excited and scared. Here we go. Oh, it's squidgy. Oh, it's moist. It's got a lot of... That's got some moisture to it for sure. Wow. Okay. This is the situation. I don't know why I keep squeezing it. I got cherry immediately, and then again, and then again. I am also getting the matcha, but it's subtle. As matcha I think is. But it's present. It's like a depth to it. Okay, okay. It's turning me into Shrek. I'll have another. I was a bit worried it was going to be like matcha filled. You can get them with like, they used to do them with like a matcha dipping custard that I loved. That's what clued me into the fact that maybe I like matcha. I was worried they were going to be matcha filled, and they're not. It's kind of just like a coating. I think the matcha of it all combats like the sickliness. Not that I've ever had a problem eating lots of sweet things, but I think that makes it easier. Cherry and matcha. A good combination. Okay, I'm a terrible vlogger, but suddenly it's hours later. I'm holding half a cup of wine, and I'm sitting in the Old Vic Theatre, the press night performance of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Pan to Aaron James. Pan to Aaron James. Hello. We have been reunited. Aaron stayed till the end of the UK Musical Theatre Conference and some very interesting presentations about data.
This data one was great.
Yes, lots of interesting audience data. What did it say? What could you summarise it to? Musicals up.
UK, more interest in new musicals in the past few years in the UK.
New as opposed to revivals.
Yes.
And they contribute disproportionately to UK audiences and box offices based on the extent to which they are produced in comparison with like plays and pantomime and other events. Is that what I saw from one of them?
Yeah, to say they're a smaller proportion of the shows that are put on.
Yeah.
The majority of box office attendances are for musical theatre.
Yeah, there you go, which we say sat here at opening night of a play. You may recall from when I brought you here for Arcadia that they have a somewhat temporary in the round configuration currently at the Old Vic. You can see where the proscenium would usually be, but we have a little in the round playing space there with spiralling staircases up to some balcony levels. There you go, that is the floor for this production. Very different to the aesthetic of Arcadia. We got some of these going on as well. Let me do a zoom. There we go. Contributing to the aesthetic. I don't actually know One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest previously very much at all. We have the onstage seating there if you want a particularly novel experience. And we're here in Stalls N. And I'll see you at the curtain call. Oh my god, hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Thursday.
Thursday.
None of this.
Fly tomorrow.
We fly tomorrow.
To New York.
Yes, we're at the end of our shows we're seeing before we go.
Yeah.
I've already started getting press invitations for when we come back. I don't want to think about it just yet. But we are going tonight. Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? I don't know if you can guess. I'm channeling the original artwork colours rather than the new artwork colours, even though the production is sort of a return of an iconic original staging. It is Avenue Q.
Yeah.
It is the press night of Avenue Q. We're about to walk past the theatre.
To go and get dinner.
Yes, we are heading to Farmer J because as of tomorrow,
We're going to be eating in New York.
yeah, we're going to enter the continental US and a lot of trans fats are going to enter us. So we're...
That's a very weird wording.
That's true. So vegetables are what we're channeling before then. And by channeling, I mean eating. We're going to go and have some hearty, healthy grub before getting on a 6-hour flight tomorrow afternoon and going to go and eat our body weight in schmackeries and cheesecake. So Farmer J it is. As we head there towards the general direction of Holborn, this is another recommendation, my old Dutch pancake house, Dutch style pancakes among other offerings. So they are the sort of larger, flatter variety. I am sat under the air conditioning unit. That's nice. Let me talk you through my field tray. We've gone for the brown rice today. 2 different types of chicken, the amber chicken and the other one. The sweet potatoes, I've forgotten everything that's in all of these. Seasonal mac and cheese. I'm trying to talk through my field tray.
Spiced date.
Spiced date, sweet spiced date, spiced date, sweet. It's all in there. That's a little vegan maple banana dark chocolate chip mini. They all have these very long names. This is what Aaron got over here. What are you drinking? Ooh, sparkling fruit juice, apple and pear. I've gone for pink lemonade. Just a quick little bite here before we head over to Avenue Q. Healthy Last Supper done. Next time you see me, I'm going to be eating cake for breakfast. And now we head back to the Shaftesbury Theatre as the sun is beginning to set to go and see the opening night performance of Avenue Q. We were just discussing when we last saw this show, definitely pre-pandemic. I think it was like 2016 for me. Cool Lighthouse. Not the original. I did see the original on tour, but this was the subsequent tour, the Cellar Door UK tour, non-replica, smaller production. I don't know that I ever thought I'd get to see the original again. This is kind of wild. So it's very exciting. I'm into this nostalgia producing that we're seeing at the moment. I do think it's, bless you, I do think it's a recession indicator, but I'm not entirely against it when we get fun things like this. Also, yes, I am repurposing my orange Olivier's jacket because it felt right. I don't have anything fluffier, but I am wearing velvet and velvet. Orange socks. Ooh. Aaron James is wearing a fun jacket. It's actually a set. He has matching trousers.
Yeah.
We've got Mickey there, we've got Donald and Goofy. There's a stealth, I think. No? Oh, there it is. There it is. There's Pluto. Approaching from the side. Oh, this is called Grape Street. Street of Grapes. And there's the stage door, fun fact, at the Shaftesbury Theatre. But we are heading around to the front, where there is something of a to-do. I'm seeing a lot of yellow. Is there going to be a giant queue out front? Yes, there is, because it's on the marquee. I told Aaron I was going to make that joke, and I have. I've never seen a bigger queue outside of a theatre. But for the benefit of Americans, that's what we call a line. Spelled Q-U-E-U-E. The best jokes are the ones that you have to explain subsequently. Look at that step and repeat. How exciting. We have Avenue Q merchandise. Here we've got an Avenue Q t-shirt with Trekkie Monster hanging out in the queue. We've got coasters, we've got mugs, we've got a Bad Idea Bear hat, we've got a tote bag that says everything in life is only for now. You can see some of the prices of the items right here. There's also, I think, a little magnet maybe, little key ring. There's a poster, there's a hoodie, there's a black t-shirt that says Schadenfreude. It's all going on here at the queue. And we are here, getting us in the vibe for the New York subway system in the Shaftesbury Theatre. the newly 2-tier Shaftesbury Theatre, or should I say the temporarily 2-tier Shaftesbury Theatre, normally a 3-tier theatre, but they're operating at a reduced capacity as they do work to the upper level. Part of the reason why a comparatively more intimate show like Avenue Q has been programmed in the interim. There you go. So this is what the Shaftesbury currently looks like. Programs on the seats because it's press night. And yes, this is our view from C12 and 13. Nice and close to the puppets. Cinematic zoom in on the queue. Zoom on the queue. Huge news, huge fluffy yellow news. The interval curtain for a 15-minute interval, very American concept, FYI. It is yellow. It is the sort of tie-dye effect you're seeing. That is lighting on it, but it is. Look at that texture. It is fuzzy. Panning around to give you a better view of the newly 2-tier theatre. This is fascinating because it does and it doesn't make a difference. Because obviously you're not necessarily looking up and experiencing that, but the intimacy of the space is sort of newly gained. It's interesting, and I'm curious because currently this refurbishment is set to exceed the run of Avenue Q. This could very possibly extend, or they could bring in something else that would work in a slightly reduced capacity version. The other impact is that the finances of the theatre and whatever they produce here becomes very different in a reduced capacity configuration. So Erin and I decided in advance, because of our flight tomorrow, we weren't going to go to the after party despite being invited, and as you can tell, that's going real well. I made a beeline for this table because I saw cake pops. I did not realise they have the likeness of all of the characters. Look at this, it's a Tricky Monster cake pop! That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. More drinks, more fun, Jello shots! Erin, are you going to do a Jello shot?
I mean, they've told me to.
Yeah, you don't make the bad idea bears cry. Just when you think it can't get any wilder, we have Avenue Q official beer pong with Avenue Q beer pong tables. That's amazing. I am very infrequently known to leave a party early, but Erin and I have a plane to catch.
We do.
And stuff to get done before then, so we are heading home, mercifully.
We don't want the stress because the last thing we want is tomorrow to feel horrible.
Exactly. Which also means this is the end of the vlog of our pre-New York theatre going. Thank you for joining us. Had a great time at Avenue Q. Listen, it's Avenue Q.
Avenue Q is tried, tested, it's great.
Yeah, it delivers. I was going to say it delivers everything you need except legs, but now they have legs. So really, it's got everything.
Yeah.
Had a fantastic time. That was a great party. I didn't even show you the main ballroom. I just showed you a side room where they had fun events. We're now going to rush back to the Elizabeth line, head home, go to sleep, and get on a plane. But thank you, as always, for joining us vicariously at the theatre. It's been a wild 2 weeks in so many ways. Yeah. I hope, as always, that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Goodbye. For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!